And joining me now, Washington Times opinion editor, Charlie Hurt. Charlie, do you have a headline from today, this inaugural?
I think that if there was one headline, it would be Donald Trump doubled down on his campaign and all of his campaign promises. I agree with those who say that he probably did not win over any new supporters with his inaugural address today. But it was not it was a very perfectly unifying speech. But more than anything, he walked into Washington and said, look, just because I'm in Washington, I'm not going to lay down my arms. I'm not going to give up on the campaign promises that I made. He doubled down on them, and he said, this is what we're going to do. And it was a tough speech, no doubt about it. And Lou, as you know from talking to people around here, there are a lot of people in Washington who were very uncomfortable by it. And I'm sure everybody sitting up on that dais was very uncomfortable. The divisiveness that reigns in this town, it's not Donald Trump's fault, but he's not going to go for the sort of false unity and give some soaring, gauzy rhetoric about how, oh, we're all together. No, I think he actually wants to accomplish some things, and he listed those things that he wanted to accomplish, once again, underscoring the fact that his campaign was all about issues, as Lou, you have talked about as much as anybody out there. The campaign was not an issue.
More, Charlie, campaign. More.
It was all about the most important issues that affect Americans from coast to coast.
You know, when he talked about returning this government to the people, and he working as a servant of the people, their voice. I looked around the folks on the platform behind him, and there was some, as if they didn't get an advance copy of the speech, they were looking, and many of them Republican as well as the Democrats, sort of choking on, the air that was getting a little rarefied at that point. He said clearly and unequivocally, we're going to get this done. And you all, whichever side you happen to be on, you're going to be following the interest of the American people, and they're going to be primary, not K Street, and that's the way it's going to be. I just thought it was magic for me. I have to be candid. I'm a bit of a populist myself.
Absolutely, and it really was directed every bit as much at Republicans as it was at Democrats. Donald Trump beat more Republicans than he did Democrats in getting to the White House. That's no small part of why he is such a powerful political figure at this point. And I love the line where he said that, if both sides of the aisle, everybody loves to talk about the peaceful transfer of power, but he really sort of jabbed them when he said now is time for peaceful transfer of power from Washington to you, the American people. That's a very provocative thing to say, and I found myself pumping my fist when I heard him say that.
You bet. And joining us now, Mercedes Schlapp, Republican strategist, Fox News contributor. Mercedes, great to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here.
And what a day, and you are
I'm ready for the ball. I'm like Cinderella.
Matt I guess he's getting pretty anxious to get to the ball. I'm referring to Matt Schlapp, her husband. Your thoughts as Charlie and I are talking about this wonderful moment of populist passion in the president's speech.
There was so much meat in that speech. That speech spoke to the heart of the American people. He was saying, I have this disdain for establishment who have been protected time and time again and didn't protect you. And that was a message directed not only to President Obama, but to the Democrats and to the country club Republicans. And I think, Lou, that really stood out. I have to tell you, I could just picture these individuals, these Americans at home listening to him and saying, he stands for me. And I think that was incredibly powerful.
The Republicans on that stand, they really were gulping. There was a physical response, obviously constrained, but it was there, and it is now the beginning of a process. And by the way, we've just gotten word that the Senate voted 88 to 11 to confirm General John Kelly as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. So Donald Trump now has 2 confirmed nominees to help him run this government. More expected, Mike Pompeo, the director of the CIA. His name may be taken up this evening by the Senate. We have not received word. Senator Mitch McConnell, the majority leader, did say that he would try to have the debate and the vote this evening, so we'll keep you posted on that as well. Charlie, let me turn to you on this president and what he is contending with. It should be a straightforward thing. He has a majority in the Senate, he has a majority in the House, and then we hear Marco Rubio say that he is going to be the counterweight to Donald Trump. Is there any way we can get medical attention for the senator from Florida? I mean, what in the world could he possibly be thinking?
One of my favorite episodes of the last week or so was when Rex Tillerson was before the Senate committee, and Marco Rubio demanded that Rex Tillerson call Vladimir Putin a war criminal. And, you know, Rex Tillerson just refused, and the argument that he made was, you know, this guy, Russia will never be our friend. We must always be distrustful of them, but, you know, we want to team up with them to fight ISIS, which is an existential threat, I think, to certainly to America, but even more to freedom-loving people around the world. Obviously, we see it again and again where they kill innocent people that just want to be free, and what you had, it was a temper tantrum. Marco Rubio, just all he wanted to do was make a political point, and he didn't care what that might cost or anything like that. But you have Rex Tillerson. He's thinking strategically. He wants to figure out how to use somebody who maybe not, you know, maybe isn't our ally exactly, but find some common interest so we can go after somebody who is our absolute enemy. And I just find it all so refreshing the way that Donald Trump has gone through, and each one of his cabinet picks have been that kind of strategic thinker, specifically designed to reimagine each of the departments that they've been tasked to run.